Another MLB segment, they're going to be talking about this armbar, and he says explicitly here, I would not teach guys to do this, right? But this guy, he does it great. Is it just him? Is he one of the only guys that does well with quote unquote what an armbar is? Anybody know this guy? He any good? He's tended to armbar quite a bit. That armbar, that thing will never work. Too extended. Never work. This guy will never hit at the highest level. Another Major League All-Star. I think this guy was pretty good at some point. So I think you guys get the point. My point is I can go on and on. It's not about the armbar. One of the things, it's one of the most misunderstood moves of all time. I'm not saying that you should teach all your guys, oh man, they should have this bigger arm. I actually don't know this move. It wouldn't be a good move for me. For a lot of hitters, this is all about managing tension throughout their body. Some hitters need more stretch. Some hitters need less, right? And so one of the things with it, it's not that the reason that we associate it with such bad things is that yes, when a player is dragging and that barrel never gets delivered and it gets stuck behind their body and they just keep turning, yes, it can be very problematic. We see this a lot with young athletes that have a bunch of slack throughout their body. We also see it a lot with youth athletes because they have so much extra slack, and this is one of the ways that they manage that slack, just like a professional athlete. A lot of professional athletes are a lot tighter, but so that we don't see it as much. But also, too, we miss this all the time, and we characterize it with youth athletes because we always think it's associated with dragging and never being able to having this long swing. When in reality, if they pull out slack practically, this is actually a great strategy to tighten and shorten your swing, and this is why major league hitters also have a lot of success with this, and we can see it throughout time as well. All right, you convinced me, Joey. So how do I know what my kids should do, right? How do I know what my players should do? All you got to do, we have these throwable kettlebells. This is one way you can go about doing this. When you actually have them, again, load their front arm and throw to different targets, you'll see what's best for them by actually having them just do a task, right? So they're going to try to throw it as hard as they can. You put a target on the back of the cage. Sometimes we use circles. Sometimes we use hurdles or things like that you can use from like squares when you're doing agility stuff. And we tie them to the back of the net, give them different targets. They can throw to something like that. And again, they'll naturally kind of slot what feels best for them and actually teach them how to use their front arm. And again, because it isn't right for everybody, and you'll start to see some of these things show up based on just having them do this task. Joey, you said this might not be right for everybody. So how do I know that this works for them, right? Well, what you'll see, it's not the problem that it gets to the chest. It's the problem as you go into contact, the arm should come off the chest, delivering the barrel into contact. So just like a throw, you'll see their arm come off their chest and they'll have to throw to different targets. The throw is critical. It's not just holding on to it, right? If we start doing the throw, we'll start seeing the sequencing come out through some self-organization because of the constraint. Here's a guy, for example, that again has a lot of slack in his body. He does better with his arms being long and more extended. And again, we added in a performance band here just to get him moving from his middle of his body. Some guys you could try it out. Let me know what you think.